Hey guys, and welcome back to another best pets to keep video. Now in this series I go over pets I believe that are brilliant for people to keep if they are willing to do their research and learn a bit about them so they can give the optimal animal the best habitat. So in this video, before I start, anyway, I've got a really bad throat, so if you hear me clearing it, I do apologise. I will try and cut them out, but sometimes it's not so easy. So in this video, I'll be talking about one of my all-time favourite non-venomous species of snake, the Brazilian rainbow boa. Just a little breakdown as usual. In this video, I will talk a little bit about the animal and then talk about 5 different categories to explain about owning these animals and the needs this animal needs. Sounds a bit weird, but you'll see when we get into it. So a Brazilian rainbow boa is a snake that, as its name suggests, lives in South America, and the reason they are called rainbow boas is because they have iridophores in their skin that They have iridophores in their skin that reflect sunlight, just like petrol on the floor. If you ever go to a petrol station or diesel on the floor, the rainbow shimmer, it's the same. It's not like the same way that happens, but it's the same effect. It has a rainbow sheen over the scales. On the screen now you can see Rex, my rainbow boa, with his amazing shine. So now for the categories. These are money, time, care level, lifespan and requirements. So let's jump into it. So money. Brazilian rainbow boas range in price depending on what you would like to get. Males will usually cost less than females at around 60 to 80 British pounds, whereas a female will usually cost around the 90 to 120 pound mark due to them getting bigger and being able to produce live young. Now the vivarium cost will be higher than usual compared to other snakes, as these snakes require high humidity. So there you will need a glass viv if you want to make it look nice, or a rub, that's the cheap version, but I think glass vivs are very nice. You can make them look beautiful and they hold humidity really well. You need these rather than a wooden box, because if you spray wood every day it's gonna rot in the end. Also they tend to climb sometimes, but I have seen that some not move that much, whereas mine climbs all the time. Some may just sit and hide. My rainbow boa is always out and about climbing. It's quite fun. He is nocturnal, so he comes out at night. But because I sleep in a hammock just a couple feet away from him, I can look over and see he's out and about, and it's quite fun. So time. Snakes are usually the best for time, as they do like coming out of the vivarium, but will not mind a general misting and feeding. A fully grown Brazilian rainbow boa will eat large rats once every 10 days and will like a misting 2 to 3 times a week, so they don't need an awful amount of time, but I do enjoy getting my snake out. So care level. I would say the snake is a beginner / intermediate. Reason being, they are large-ish snake and they can get quite big. And they need an accurate humidity and temperature level to thrive. So these may need daily mistings or weekly mistings, certain substrate, certain hides and so on. Apart from that, they're really easy to look after and an amazing snake to move about in the foliage that you have in your thing. You can just see this rainbow shimmer go through the leaves. It looks amazing. So lifespan. On average, a Brazilian rainbow boa can easily live around 20 years. It's not uncommon for them to live even longer in optimum conditions, and they have everything they need to thrive. But 20 to about 22 years is roughly what Brazilian rainbow boas will live. Now do remember, snakes are prone to disease. If you have multiple snakes, you got more chance of getting diseases and stuff. Unfortunately, one of my snakes have just caught scale rot, or developed scale rot, Dobby, my king snake, as you can see on screen. But we're treating him now and they're starting to go away a little bit. So just keep an eye on that. Disease can shorten the lifespan, but 20 to 22 years roughly. So lastly, requirements. Now these snakes do not need anything that special apart from a decent humidity level. Now that's very important. Lower or much higher humidity level can cause problems like respiratory problems, shedding problems and so on. Also, if you would ever think about breeding these animals, they are live bearers. This means they do not lay eggs or hard-shelled eggs. Instead, they lay egg sacs that are conceived and then incubated in the mother's stomach and then released as live birth babies. Now this is an amazing opportunity to watch. They lay quite a lot of snakes at once, more than an average ball python. So altogether, these are really, really amazing snakes that I would highly recommend if you researched into them and made sure you knew about the size they get and the vivarium size they need and the little requirements they need in between. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learnt about these a little more. They are amazing, fascinating creatures. And remember, life is short, but the world is wide.